Folders, folders, and more folders. It doesn't matter what you do for work, you are managing files and documents in some type of folder system. It may be directly on your computer or your device, or it could be in a cloud service such as Dropbox or Google Drive. But over time, folders can become very, very frustrating because folders often lead to subfolders. And then there are subfolders of subfolders, and then even more subfolders of subfolders, and even more subfolders of subfolders. And although you may have started out with a particular theme or a particular structure, often things can get very complicated, and long lines and long branches can branch out from your file folder structure. And I'm sure you've had the experience at getting to the bottom of one of those long lines and then being frustrated, discovering that the file or the document or the picture you were looking for does not reside there at all. And then you have to back up and go looking elsewhere. Where would I have put this particular file? Well, today I want to show you a simple but very powerful way to structure all of your files in what I call the ABC folder method. What exactly is the ABC folder method? Well, let me jump to my folder structure right here. And we're actually looking at my actual Dropbox folder. So you will notice at the top level, I have 26 file folders, all of them listed A through Z. I've got the entire alphabet here in front of me. The way that the ABC file folder structure works is that we want to be able to quickly get to the files that we are after and not have to expand and collapse multiple file folders to get to the thing that we're looking for. In fact, we only want to click twice to get to the file that we're looking for. So the reason that we start with the alphabet is that we want to group our subfolder beneath based on the letter in that alphabet. So let me expand my C folder to give you an example. Within my C folder, I have coaching resources, completed contracts, content outlines, and courses. These really are not related to one another in any way except for the fact that they all begin with C. So if I'm looking for information about courses, I know it's going to be under my C folder. I don't have to look anywhere else. And when I click on my C folder, I have my files right there. So only 2 clicks. I can click on the C and then the courses, and then directly to the file that I'm looking for. Let's take a look at another example. Let's expand my P folder. Here we have payment, pictures, pricing, products, and public speaking training. Again, not really related to one another except that they all begin with P. So I don't need to think about, what other subfolders or what other groupings. I can just go to the P folder and find exactly what I'm looking for. Now, this may take a few minutes or even a little longer for you to convert your existing file folder structure into the ABC method. But you will be amazed at how quickly you can retrieve, how quickly you can find exactly the file that you are looking for. If I open up my links folder, or my L folder, for example, here you will find my links. Makes sense. Links start with L. That's why I put it there. I don't have to second guess myself and think, did I put links under website because it's web related? Did I put it under online resources because that would also be related? No, links start with L. That's where the folder is, so it's going to be under my L folder. So I would encourage you, whether you manage your files, again, directly on your computer, whether you use Dropbox, Google Drive, regardless of the application that you're using, consider the ABC folder method. Remember, we are not talking about a website design or menu structure, so it doesn't have to make sense by particular theme. What we want to be able to achieve is to get to the information that we're looking for quickly and easily and in as little as 2 clicks. If you enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment below. What has your experience been with managing different folders? And have you used the ABC folder method before or not? I would love to hear your comment.
There comes a time in the life of every student when inevitably they'll lose some very important school file, and then they'll have to make an excuse to their teacher. My flash drive got lost, or my dog ate my homework. Please do not consider the fact that dogs are not allowed in the dorms, that kind of thing. But this is the rule, and you can be the exception to that rule. Now, when I was in high school, I was often a bonehead who would just put my files on flash drives and then inevitably lose those flash drives. But when I got to college, I got my act together, and I can brag truthfully about this. I never once arrived at a class and realized I didn't have an assignment that I needed to bring with me because of the system I built. So in this quick video, I want to show you the system for organizing my files that I built over the 4 years I was in college. We'll talk about the best ways to store your files so you always have access to them, the actual hierarchy of folders I built in my computer so everything was really easy to find, and also ways to organize your paper files. So first, let's talk about file storage. Now, whether you have one computer or multiple computers, I recommend using a cloud storage system. And the one I've been using for multiple years is Dropbox. Whichever one you choose will give you the option to organize folders however you like, and I'd like to submit my own system as something that will work really well for you. So in my top level Dropbox directory, I've got multiple folders that each represent different areas of my life, and everything related to school goes into my college folder. My next level folder separates everything by year, and after that, I have everything separated by class. Inside of individual class folders, I'll usually keep all the regular assignments just sitting there, but projects get their own special folders as well. This well-designed tree structure ensures that I'm always able to find the files I need right away, rather than hunting around a giant jumble of files on my desktop looking for the right exact name. Now, the one thing I'll note here, and this applies to every organizational system you use, is that you have to be constantly vigilant about keeping it in working order. It's easy to initially set up this pristine, well-oiled system, but then when you're working on an actual paper and maybe you need to go to bed or you need to rush off to a class, it's also really easy to save that document straight to the desktop. And over time, doing this will ensure that you're going to have that jumbled mess you wanted to avoid in the first place. So be kind to your future self and make sure you take that extra 30 seconds to find the correct folder for an assignment and also give it a name that makes sense. Speaking of naming files, I know a lot of students will make multiple copies of an assignment because they want to save old versions. And a cool thing about Dropbox and also Drive is it has version history. This means that you can actually log into your Dropbox account and see previous versions of a file that you've worked on. If you find that you've screwed up a file and already saved it, you can actually roll back to a previous version and erase those mistakes.